Before you scroll, give me 30 seconds. If this doesn't tighten your attention, like a lens snapping into focus, you can leave. Deal. Today's the last day you sell your piece to buy cheap approval. Freud would say that beneath that silent bargain lives a wish begging for relief. Without direction, it becomes a prison. Jung would remind you that your persona learned to fit anywhere to harvest applause, but the shadow charges interest when you abandon yourself. Between the two, the ego tries to mediate. That's where we work. With an adult ego calm and steady that brings order without losing heart. You won't become cold. You'll learn clarity. You'll learn self-respect. This is already landing. Save this video now and share it with one person who needs a quiet reset, then come back. Start by understanding the emotional math that exhausts you. Persona is useful for living in society, but when it becomes armor, you move out of fear, not choice. A rigid superego turns guilt into a whip. If you choose yourself, you're selfish. It isn't. Selfishness is using others. Self-respect is stopping the habit of using yourself. Guilt isn't a compass. It's the echo of custom. From now on, your training is simple, consistent posture. Think in doors, not walls. You choose who comes in, when, and how. The first adjustment is with time. People test your time, and you educate the world with when you respond. Say serenely, "I'll reply tomorrow at 9 a.m. Short, clean, adult. If they insist, repeat one sand, then let silence speak. Silence is a language too, the kind that communicates value. The second adjustment is with the urge to over-justify. People who demand 15 explanations rarely want connection, they want control. Swap the soap opera for a clear sentence. This doesn't work for me. Period. Your life starts to breathe when your sentences breathe. If this feels useful, hit like so you can find it later. Small signal. Big payoff for your future self. Train the pause. Someone asks you something. You count 3 seconds silently and only then respond. That's the crack where your adult ego sits in the chair. The body helps. Feet on the ground. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2. Release for 6. Repeat. The mind follows the body. Now look at no without guilt. Guilt is the echo of custom. Gratitude is proof of value. Say, "Not now. I can do Thursday at 3 p.m. Offering an alternative shows goodwill. Continuing to decide shows dignity. And when faced with yelling, mockery, or irony, don't argue. Change the channel with one line. We're done here. We'll continue when there's respect. Labels may come, but labels don't define posture. Results do. Show the rules of the game in your calendar. Focus block is a clear rule. From 10 to 12, I'm in deep work. I'll respond after. You don't need excuses to do the right thing. Finally, when disrespect becomes a pattern, recognize it isn't bad luck. It's a script. An adult goodbye hurts once. Staying hurts forever. Say, "I'm grateful for what was. I'm moving on." Clean cut, leave whole. Go deeper, because we don't want trained behavior only. We want transformation. Do a quick shadow test now. Think of someone who activates you. Name a trait. Ask honestly. Where do I do this? Maybe small. Maybe only in thought. If it stings, good, you just gained a choice. Name it without drama. I tend to control when I feel insecure and convert it into a concrete gesture. In the next conversation, ask instead of dictating, how do you prefer to do it? When your reaction is bigger than the fact, suspect transference. Sometimes you're not speaking to this person. You're speaking to a ghost from the past. Name it and return to the present. I'm reacting as if you were that person. I'm going to breathe and come back. That's how the adult takes the room. Your inner child may tremble when you take a stand. Validate without yielding. Tell yourself, I understand your fear, and I, the adult, decide anyway. If the topic is price, for example, the sentence is, I value my time. My rate is X. Send it while shaking if you must. Courage is sent while shaking. To stabilize the system, summon 3 archetypal forces. The magician, who turns chaos into order and brings awareness. The king or queen, who exercise serene, just authority. And the lover, who nurtures presence and bond, including with you. Activate them with small, repeated gestures. 10 minutes of intentional silence daily. 1 boundary applied calmly each day. 1 concrete act of care per day. Water, sleep, movement, art, choice is energy. If you're still with me, pause for 60 seconds and do the 4 to 6 breath now, then resume. Dreams and lapses are allies too. On waking, jot a simple title for any dream you remember. Capture the central feeling and choose one micro step for the day. Recurring lateness in dreams might be an invitation to adjust your actual schedule. A lapse where a no slipped out might be your adult ego knocking. Open the door. Make room for your own voice. To lock this in, turn the list into ritual. For 7 days, 1 act per day. On day 1, 10 minutes of silence, no screens, just you breathing your center. On day 2, 1 visible boundary using one of your 3 self-respect lines, not now. This doesn't work for me, I can review it later. On day 3, shadow on paper, write a trait you avoid, and then 1 situation where it protected you. Gratitude opens the path to integrate without shame. On day 4, 15 minutes of sublimation, channel tension into study, writing, training, or tidying a small space. On day 5, 1 act of concrete value book, the doctor, draft a budget, refuse something that destroys you. On day 6, a simple public vow. I choose myself, in a comment or a message to someone you respect. On day 7, the little magician-esque ceremony. 3 sentences about who you not anymore, and 3 about who you choose to be, read out loud. Done beats perfect. If these steps are helping, save this video now and send it to one person who keeps abandoning themselves. You might interrupt a pattern. When a crisis hits, there's a 2-minute protocol that fits anywhere. Feet on the ground, breathe 4 to 6 for 40 seconds. Name 3 things you see, 2 bodily sensations, and 1 present sound. Ask finally, what's the smallest no that protects me right now? The mind slows, the body becomes ground, choice returns. It's you coming back to you. If you notice repeat endings with different characters, don't blame fate. Recognize repetition, compulsion. The mind tries to fix the past by repeating the pain. Break the script with 1 small step outside the pattern. If you always yield, today don't yield 1 thing. If you always flee, remain 2 more minutes. If you always explode, wait 5 minutes to answer. 1 step is enough to open another road. Now consolidate with an intimate commitment. Sign with yourself 7 vows of self-respect and repeat them slowly, feeling your body. I do not negotiate my peace. Do not hide my shadow, I integrate it. I say no without guilt and yes without fear. I educate my ego, it works for me, not against me. I turn tension into work. I honor the child I was and choose the adult I am, and choose myself today again and again. Write them if you can and read them out loud. Signed you. When you finish, comment, I choose myself so I know you and so your future self can find this moment again. Maybe someone will call you arrogant. Maybe they'll try to reopen the channel with irony. Maybe your own guilt will try to pull you back. Remember, guilt isn't a compass. It's the echo of habit. What guides is clarity. What guides is the calm body, the simple sentence, the visible schedule, silence used on purpose, the clean cut when needed. The daily practice of 1 boundary, the courage to keep the door closed until respect arrives. Integration is freedom. It isn't a performance, it's a return. Freud showed you that desire without direction traps you. Jung showed you that a mask without truth empties you. Today you proved you can see and choose in the dark. If this spoke to you, subscribe for high-signal videos on boundaries, focus, and identity. No fluff, just execution. And tomorrow, before you open any screen, keep the first vow. That's how the world learns to treat you the way you decided to treat yourself.